Moi! My name is Jana and you're watching Finnish Knitting Stories. Welcome or welcome back. Today will be a slightly different episode. It's one of those special episodes, and we are gonna take a little trip down the memory lane together and revisit all, or almost all, the scrappy garments that I have knit over the years. Are you excited? I'm excited. Spring is always the time when I'm craving color and I want to play with my scrap yarn, so I thought we would just sit down and look at all the garments. Just garments this time, because if we take everything else scrappy that I have ever knit or crocheted, we will be here for 2 to 3 hours. I know you probably don't mind, but let's just focus on the garments today. So let's begin. Yeah, you know I'm a big lover of scrap yarn and scrappy projects, because I think that the scrap yarn is a great way to bring out your creativity working with scrap yarn. It makes your brain think in a different way and maybe different direction, and find new solutions to things, and maybe discover new color combos, and it's generally a very fun way to play. From the comments, I know that some of you are maybe even a little bit afraid of scrap yarn, or you never work with scrap yarn. So today we will just look at this pile, look at what I'm wearing, and we will talk about different ways you can use scrap yarn and how you approach it, and generally I would like to encourage you to try and play. So the possibilities are endless, because you can do so many things with scrap yarn. You can basically do anything. You can stripe, you can marl, you can combine it with other yarn, fluff, not fluff, and then you can work within one color family, or go contrasting, or maybe pick only neons or only pastels, or anyway, possibilities are endless. Let's look at a few examples what I have done over the years, and yeah, we will talk along. Okay, the first one is traditionally what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing a scrappy project. I know this does not look like a scrappy project if you look at it, because it's rather cohesive, rather sophisticated even. I could say it is, right? But it's a scrappy project. The pattern is Penguono by Stephen West, and I knit it years and years ago. I'll put a year on the screen when this was knit, and my approach here was picking out all the softer colored yarns, maybe sticking to pink and beige and mauve. I'll come closer. Look, there are many different colors, and I applied several techniques here. There is some marling, there is striping, and then I added effect yarn, which was also an old scrap, 2 different ones. And how I made it more like blendy. That's not a word, is it? How I made it more cohesive and blend all together. I added a strand of white undyed, like natural white mohair throughout. And here I even had different yarn weights. I had a DK, I had fingering held double, and I think somewhere I even sneaked in sport weight. And then of course these were chunky, these effect yarns that I striped just for additional texture. So yeah, and I used even tiny bits of scrap, like in this marling bit. There are many different colors that I faded and marled at the same time. So this is a big one. I used a lot of different scraps. And what's on the back? On the back is this. That's the back. So that's one approach to scrap yarn. You pick a color family and you go with it. I'll show you a different version of of the same cardigan. This is a kid-sized. It's Pengweeno. This one I knit for our little one years ago when she was teeny tiny cupcake. But the nice thing about this cardigan, it still fits. She's much taller, it's just completely different look, but it still fits. She wears it. Yeah, the sleeves are shorter, the cardigan is shorter. And here I picked all her favorite colors, which were bright colors. And a lot of pink, and yeah, just threw all the neon-y scraps together. Here I have several colors going together on the back. I'm marling them, and then the seed stitch blends them even more. And here you can see I have many different scraps. Again, 2 fingering weight scraps together and then changing one at a time. And then here in the stripes you can see a faint difference where the color changes. I was just striping them, and then I tied it all in with a pink I-cord border. Again, different pink, but in the same family because used scraps. So that's Sophia's version, and she loves it and wears it, and it's playful and fun. Kids knits are generally very good way to use scraps because they take less scraps than adult size thing. If you have a lot of scraps, you can make something for yourself, and if you have smaller amount of scraps, you can make for a child in your life, or maybe go to accessories, but we're not gonna talk about accessories today. Okay, let's continue with Stephen West theme, because Stephen actually has a lot of patterns that work with scrap yarn. They are either designed for scrap yarn, or they generally work with it. So let's take the next one from the pile. Don't fall, stay. The next one, I have worn it a lot. I actually had to pull this out of the laundry basket. It still looks alright. I just wanted to give it a little refresh, but yeah. This is Garter Marler, or also by Stephen West, and I knit it back in that year on a screen. I don't remember. Should have prepared better. But here the idea is similar as here. I picked pinks, a bit of brown, lots of beige, and here most of it is 2 strands of fingering weight marled throughout. And you can see the marling. I was changing 1 strand at a time, so it looks again very cohesive and nice. Colors are rather muted and they all blend together. And I added a collection of mismatched buttons to it just to complete the look. I thought it would be a fun touch. In a couple of rows I had a strand of mohair with it because one of the yarns felt a bit thinner, and I actually regret doing it because it's pilling. It was not a great quality mohair. So yeah, that's my Garter Marler. And I wear it a lot because it works with everything. It's rather neutral even though it's scrappy. So let's go to the next one. Still sticking to Stephen West theme. These. Remember these? If you're returning viewer, of course you remember these. My silly woolly pants. Okay, these are Marled Mania leggings that I knit back in year on the screen. The year is on the screen. And I wear them a lot during the cold season. I go skiing in them. I wear them out in the yard and for walks and skating and what else? And sometimes I wear them under my long dresses with tall boots. Nobody can see them, but they give me an extra layer. One thing that I had to do, I have added elastic afterwards. They stay pretty well, but I had to add. It's ugly, you can see it there. I just threaded. It was emergency fix, very quickly, basically. A 5-minute fix. I needed them and they were not staying up, so I did add the elastic. Should probably change it to black elastic. And here I marled black sock yarn with my neon scraps. All sorts of random bits and pieces. And they are marled together, and I think it gives a nice effect. And that's the reverse stockinette. I think it looks alright also on the other side, but I do prefer this side. I think it looks more fun. And the legs are not matching, but it doesn't matter. And I even marled some hand-dyed black with a commercial black sock yarn because I was running out of yarn. So yeah, these are my Scrappy woolly leggings that I love dearly. They are wonderful. They do stretch out with wear, but then you throw them in a wash and they are as good as new. And I had to de-peel them a few times, and I think they need a de-peeling again, especially where my legs are rubbing together, you know. If you're pear-shaped, you know the problem. Thigh gap, have not heard. Okay, let's go to the next one. We're done with Steven West patterns, and now it looks similar. It looks similar to the previous one, but it's a dress. It has similar technique, marling technique, and the pattern is by Veera Välimäki, and this is Maire dress, and it's actually not a scrappy pattern. This pattern was not written to be used with scrap yarns, but again, I'm gonna tell you a secret. It's not a very well kept secret. You can turn any pattern into scrappy pattern. You will see with the next one as well. So, it's a very long dress and very heavy. And again, I love it dearly. I wear it a lot. It has seen things. So, I think it still looks quite alright. It's stripy, but everything is scraps and everything is marled. There is a variety of black scraps marled together. You can maybe see a faint difference, see? And some dog hair, of course, it belongs here. I apologize. There could be also some mohair fluff because I often wear this to work. So this one is knit in 3 strands of fingering, except in places it's 1 strand of DK and 1 strand of fingering. But throughout is definitely running 1 strand of black fingering sock yarn. And then, yeah, here I was marling with 2 more strands of neon-y scraps. And here I was marling partially with a DK weight black yarn, and then in places with 2 more strands of fingering weight, so 3 in total. And the thickness worked out alright, so you can mix and match the thickness of yarn, don't be afraid of that, it's okay. The worst thing that can happen, you will have a bit of textural interest added, yeah? So, all good, and I used a lot of yarn for this one. A lot of yarn out of my stash. And then again, here are even the tiniest balls of scrap. All put in there, and yeah. I think it worked out really well. Considering how much I'm wearing this, I think it was a success. Next one. It's a pattern that you... Oh, timber! Let me fix it. There. That's better. what was I saying? I was saying that if you've been watching my videos, you have seen this pattern many times. Scrappy, not Scrappy, hand spun, Lento. This is Lento by Jonna Helin. And again, the pattern is not designed for scrappy yarn, but that doesn't mean that you can't turn it scrappy, because you absolutely can. And I did. And here I picked all the soft neons and pastels and generally lighter, softer colors. And it's 3 strands of fingering weight. And throughout I had these leftover balls of pink drops baby merino in different shades, and then I arranged them from lightest to darkest, and I was running 1 strand of that throughout, and then just throwing other scraps on top. So you can see overall it has a pink vibe, and it gets darker to the bottom. That's kind of like the background canvas that I used. And then again, just played with colors. You can see that even tiny scraps have been used, like here, just like one row of something, and then I threw in like a little boucle yarn here and there. Do you see a bumpy texture? Or some suri alpaca here. You can see a bit of fluff, and like, don't be afraid. In worst case, you have a very fancy home sweater. And I do wear this at home a lot. You can see that the blue one there is a boucle, and then there is another boucle there, and then there is some fluff there. So yeah, different thicknesses, different textures, just play. I wear this one a lot. It just came from the wash, so I think I'm gonna put it on today. It's fresh and smells nice, and I love it. There is something oddly satisfying of being able to use even smallest bits of yarn, because I hate waste. And I have a paper bag where I put all my yarn ends, and that I use for stuffing things. I don't throw away even a little bit of precious yarn. Yes, I'm a pack rat, but you know, waste is not good. The next one. Oh, the next one is an exciting one. It's an exciting one. It's a dress again, but much different from the one you saw earlier. This one is called Cloudbow. It was in a pom-pom magazine quite a few years ago. The designer is Reed Keys, and I love it. I love it. I have to admit that I don't wear it as much as I would like to. Just because if it's a maxi length mohair dress, and we often don't have the weather for it. It's a summer dress, and then sometimes in summer it's either too warm or too cold, and I want to wear it more. I definitely do. And here is a striping technique. Again, scraps, and every second row, no, not even every second row. Anyway, you stripe fingering weight with mohair. Did I have anything else except fingering weight? Yes, I had a boucle because I love boucle. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I happen to love it. See that pink stripe? That's boucle. Do I have it somewhere else? I don't know. Somewhere, maybe. So it's a very long mohair dress. It's a see-through. I do wear a slip underneath. I'll insert pictures for you, of course. So yeah, and again, even the tiniest scraps were used. You can see like two rows here, and that's it. I do love it. It's wonderful. Have you seen the mohair skirts? The mohair skirts that everybody is knitting. I so want one, but I tried to gather my mohair scraps, and I don't have enough for a skirt. I think I still need to gather a bit more, or maybe just throw in the full mohair balls. Then, but I would like to use scraps, like really, but then it needs to wait. The absolutely gorgeous mohair skirts. I want one. I do. Yeah, because that one I could wear also in winter. But I could also wear this in winter if I have a long sleeve underneath. And leggings. And then this is just like a layering piece. Oh, that would be... Why I didn't think about that earlier. Okay. I'm getting distracted here. I apologize. So, that's my Cloudbow dress. I will wear it this upcoming summer. I promise. I think I wore it once last summer. Yeah. That's not good. And then we will finish with a bit of a crochet segment. I have two more items, and they are both cardigans and both crochet, and there are no patterns. Sorry. You can probably find something similar, but I didn't use any patterns. Mine are fully improvised. This one I actually saw in my dream. So this one is my lovely granny square cardigan. Oh, I love it, and I wear it a lot. Even though it has a very long and wide sleeves, I still wear it a lot. It's a great layering piece in any season. So here, again, I used all sorts of scraps. I used DK weight held single. I used mohair. No, fingering weight held double, and then lace weight mohair, four strands of it. To get to around same thickness. With crochet it's easy, you can just like crochet a bit tighter or looser and adjust the gauge. I think it's a bit easier than in knitting. So I made granny squares. I made lots and lots of granny squares, 42 if I remember right, and then I crocheted them together. You can see it's not white. I used a white base yarn, DK weight, and a strand of very pale powdery pink mohair, and it created this much softer color. White would be also nice, like sharp, crisp, but I wanted it softer. I wanted to blend more with my neons. And again, here I could use even the tiniest bits of scrap. And little trick, if you don't have enough of one color, you can take another color and hold them together and use them there. I think I did that in a few places here, because why not? Why not? It's your project. You can do whatever you want. I think there in this yarn there are two different yarns held together because I didn't have enough and I wanted to use it up. So that one. And then the last one for today is a beast, another big crochet cardigan, which is a granny hexagon cardigan. Again, no pattern, but there are a few patterns. You can look them up. So what I did, I crocheted two granny hexagons, then you fold them to create this shape, and then you stitch them together. I tried to make mine matchy, that the both sides would match. And then again, I had to do some yarn substitution because I didn't have enough. And here I did the same thing as I mentioned earlier. I held two different yarns together. There you can see, like in this gray, where are you? In this gray one, there is a strand of gray and then some strand of colorful yarn. And if you just run out, attach a new one, similar one, and it's gonna be okay. And here I have used DK weight yarn, also some boucle, because why not? I love it, and fingering weight held double. And my little added interest is the row of granny squares on the back. That's my own addition to this pattern, because the ones I've seen are usually just seamed on the back straight, without, just like that. But I thought it would be nice to have this space for the neck, so I added a row of granny squares. And this one has very wide sleeves. I first thought of putting ribbing on it, but then after wearing it I decided that no need. No need, this is also alright. It's a layering piece, it works for me. So those are all my scrap yarn garments that I brought here to show you today. But you know I have made many other things. You can do shawls and hats and cowls and socks, of course, and blankets. Blankets are great, and even toys. Clucky is Scrappy project, and you can stuff things with little scraps, and you can do whatever comes to your mind. Just let your imagination fly and don't be afraid to play and try new things. And I encourage you to make a Scrappy project. If you're cautious about scrap yarn, just pick your favorite color, and let's say, I don't know, red, and gather all your red scraps and make something. Maybe a pair of socks or a mug rug. You can always start with a mug rug. That's a safe way to start. This one is from leftovers from my Scrappy Advent that I got from my Christmas elf, and with the leftovers I made a little mug rug. You can see there's lots and lots of different colors there in the tassels. You can see all the individual colors, and you get something fun. Or if you want to go for bigger project, I would recommend maybe something like this, or a Garter Marler is a great starter project, because Stephen will hold your hand as well throughout. So yeah, just play and have fun, and it's not that serious. You can always rip it out or give it to someone else, or just have fun. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed our little Scrappy Garments special. Thank you so much for being here with me. Happy Easter if you're celebrating, and if you're not, enjoy the wonderful long weekend. So thank you, and I will see you next time with the regular episode. Take care, knit a lot, and I will see you soon. Hej, bam!